Hey y'all, this is Monica. Hope y'all are well. Got a heads up for you about the winter and possible blackout risk. So I want to share this because it is a part of preparedness. I've been telling you about potential grids going down and us not having power. I have always anticipated that it would happen in the winter because if you want to yeet a whole bunch of people, you want them to freeze to death. You want them to burn up, uh, because they set themselves on fire trying to stay warm in the winter. Um, they have to go extended periods of time in cold, extreme cold, especially if this is supposed to be a really cold winter. So these are things that I'm looking out for. And so if you have the ability to, prepare, this is like a heads up. And again, I'm just wearing my tinfoil hat. But if I was evil and wicked and planning to do stuff, this is the type of thing evil, wicked people do. So, that's how I'm thinking of it. But also, I think of it in terms of the adversary always gives us a warning or heads up. So we have the ability to make choices now that could help us in the future. And so that's why I'm bringing this story to you. So it says the power grid watchdog warns of higher winter blackout risk, cites Biden energy policies as top threat. Electric grid operators sound the alarm over EPA's power plant proposal. So it says North American Electric Reliability Corporation warned this week that more than half of the U.S. is at an elevated risk of blackouts this winter due to a combination of increased demand, regional power generation shortfalls, and potential fuel delivery challenges in the event of prolonged cold weather events. And so I also find this interesting that they mention potential fuel delivery challenges because of the uh, war in the Middle East when it talks about natural gas and other types of heating fuels that people use in the wintertime that may not come from here, that may be imported from other places. Well, we know where the OPEC rich countries are. They all mad at us. So you ain't finna have no oils and things that you warm your house with in the winter like you usually do. So, they're trying to dress it all up now to take away from the fact that they have driven us into another war that is going to harm civilians. So, because civilians is us, we got to be prepared. The findings came from the NERC annual winter reliability assessment released Wednesday, which for the first time in its 55-year history pointed to energy policy as one of the top threats to the U.S. power grid due to the Biden administration's green agenda that everybody's talking about don't work. A lot of people scrapping the wind power stuff. They're like, this stuff don't work. I just read a couple of stories about that the other day, and I was just chuckling because I was like, it always sounded stupid to me. So now, people are finally coming out with these stories, but they're not mainstream because that's not the narrative that the powers that be want us to hear. They want us to hear that, we got to do something different than what we're doing. So it says the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association said the key factors contributing to the risk are increasing demand for electricity power to things like electric vehicles, EVs, decreasing generation due to the premature closures of coal and gas-fired power plants. So before they were able to really make this transition, it's like we're gonna get a hard slap in the face. It's gonna be like skibbity bap, no gas, no oil. You're gonna use this electric stuff or else, or you're not gonna have nothing, and you're gonna struggle and eat soil and grain. So that's where we are. No gas, no fuel also means you don't have fuel for farming equipment. And so when you talk about mass production of food, that will cease to exist. So if you're not trying to grow your own food, have a community garden, grow stuff on your porch, in your house, whatever you can do, you're going to be in trouble. So, this is going to have a lot of, it'll have huge ramifications beyond power. So it says the NRECA hit out directly at the EPA's proposed power plant rule aimed at reducing plant emissions by 90% by 2035, saying the Biden administration's plan uses unproven technologies and unrealistic compliance timelines and threatens electric reliability and affordability for every American. So also saying when they do away with all this other stuff and they put us into this new system that they want to drive us into, it's going to drive up the cost so people can't afford it. We already know you can't afford an electric vehicle. Then you can't find a place to charge these things. So it's like an unrealistic and unattainable goal that they have. But the goal really is about surveillance because they know when they switch us over to this stuff, it ain't going to work. But guess what? You'll have that digital ID. You'll have that digital wallet. You'll have that SIM card on your digital device connected to your biometric data. And um, you will have to boop boop when you go into the store to get groceries, to buy gas, to do all these things, to do business. And so that is the goal. And we're walking right into it, and people are just asleep. The EPA argues that its new carbon pollution standards for coal and natural gas fired plants will help tackle the climate crisis and protect public health, promising it will avoid up to 617 million metric tons of total carbon dioxide through 2042. I pray that the Most High be done come and got us by then, because this place gonna be hell on earth for real if we got to live with these crazy people, these fallen angels. By proposing new standards for fossil fuel fired power plants, EPA is delivering on its mission to reduce harmful pollution that threatens people's health and well being. EPA Administrator Michael Regan said in a statement touting the plan earlier this year. EPA's proposal relies on proven, readily available technologies. Don't say what those are. Um, to limit carbon pollution and seizes the momentum already underway in the power sector to move towards a cleaner future. And is this the man who is Michael Reagan? Oh Lord, and he is black. Why they always have the raccoons doing all their bidding? Like, you see how I keep telling you how they are setting up the fall. And they got all these black people in strategic positions doing key things right now. I don't think it's by accident. I'm just sorry. I get off of here. Okay, it says the NRECA called current federal energy policies reckless and irresponsible. The industry cannot be any clearer about the escalating dangers posed by mismanaged energy transition, the organization said in a reaction to the NERC findings. Just as the grid is in desperate need of policy support, policymakers are ignoring the warning signs of eroding reliability and continuing to push reckless, irresponsible policies forward, doing the bidding of Rome. All right, so that was the end of that story. So as you can see, things are only going to get worse. They have an agenda. They are pushing it forward. I can't say what's right, what's wrong. There's no good guys. There's no good team. You just gotta understand, you know, how things are now. It's just a really bad time to be in Babylon. And so we got to try to make the best of the situation that we're in. And I just don't know what to say except for be prepared for a lot of issues with power. They're going to, we don't know what it's going to be from. It could be from cyber attacks, it could be from cold weather. But the point is, you see how they neglect the infrastructure for war. They'll neglect the infrastructure to go steal resources from other people or to fight other people about their own resources. So, like, nothing makes sense. Like, we don't do anything to protect our own civilizations and make our own infrastructure better. This whole system has done nothing but robbed Peter to pay Paul. And so it's coming to an end, and you're just going to see a whole lot of crazy stuff happening, but it's a part of the collapse. It has to happen because it's a part of this global enslavement that we're walking into slowly with our heads stuck in the sand. So, share this with folks so that they can prepare for what they're going to do in the wintertime, whether it be go get more blankets, get more clothing, come up with alternatives for heating their rooms in their houses. I don't know what that looks like. It just depends on where you live. But, you got to be proactive and not reactive because everybody's going to be doing the same thing who didn't prepare. So prepare now so you don't have to worry later. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. All right, y'all. This is Marley K, and I'm out.